Hey, I'm Scott and welcome back to the channel. So today I want to teach you how to stop slicing your driver. So first what I want to do is explain to you one of the reasons why you hit a slice with your driver, but perhaps you don't hit a big slice with your irons, or perhaps you just hit just a regular little fade with your irons. And with this particular video, what I'm going to discuss is the type of slice where it starts off left of your target and then curves to the right if you're a right-handed player, or if you pull it to the right and then it slices back to the left if you're a left-handed player. So in a separate video, I'll discuss the push slice and why you might be dealing with that. Okay, so number one, if you slice the driver but you tend to hit your irons a little bit straighter, the reason why you're slicing the driver is because the driver is exaggerating the swing fault that you have that causes you to hit that slice. It doesn't show up as much with the irons because with the irons you've got loft. So that loft in those grooves creates backspin, and that backspin helps to offset that side spin that is created when you have a slice swing. So that's why, particularly with your shorter irons, you're going to be able to hit them a bit straighter, even if you hit a big slice with your driver. So with the driver, the typical driver for many amateurs is going to have a lot less loft than what I've got with this old clunker here. I think this might have 8.5 degrees of loft, probably no more than 9. Definitely no more than 9. Whereas most amateurs are dealing with a driver that has at least 10.5 degrees of loft. If you're picking up a driver off the shelf at Dick's or one of the other big stores like that. So the reason why those drivers have a bit more loft is because most amateur golfers struggle with a slice, and so that extra loft on a driver is going to help offset that side spin that you get with your slice swing. Okay, so now we're going to step outside and I'm going to teach you how to get rid of that slice for good if you practice. Okay, before we can proceed to fixing your slice with your driver, we got to understand a couple of different concepts, and those are the ball flight laws and the swing plane. So the ball flight laws basically are all about how the swing path and the club face angle affect the path of the curve of the golf ball as it flies off the club face. So the issue with most people who hit a slice, especially with their driver, is they're coming in at an angle that's outside in, and then that club face is open, so it's pointing off to the right for a right-handed player. It's open to that swing path. So what that does is that causes that slice spin, and that causes the ball to fly off to the right, to slice off and curve to the right. So just had to let a couple trucks go by. So what the reason why most golfers slice the ball is because they have a tendency to pull the club inside too far, and then they get it stuck behind them, and they don't know how to use their lower body to start the downswing. Instead, they use the upper body. That causes the shoulders to come over top. That causes that steep outside in swing path, and it's virtually impossible to release the club when the club is in that position. So you would almost have to break your wrist in order to release the club like this, and it would just go straight into the ground, into the dirt anyway, to your left. So what we have to do is do the opposite of that loop. That's reason number one for why most people slice. Some people just have a very outside in motion, whether starting this way, and they just cut across the ball. So we'll address that with the second drill. So with that, the first drill that we want to do is to address this inside over the top move. Basically, you just got to think of Jim Furyk. Furyk's golf swing was to take it outside on the takeaway, and then he loops it to the inside and flattens, and then his hips are very open at impact, and that's what allows him to square up the club face at impact, and that's why he was such a straight driver of the golf ball. So you want to think of that kind of a loop. So this is the loop that you're probably doing, and you want to feel like you're doing the opposite. Now we have to exaggerate the correction in order to, and then eventually find that place in the middle of those two swings with a nice on-plane golf swing down the road. But you have to feel the opposite first before you'll be able to proceed to really improve your golf swing down the road. Okay, so what I want you to do is feel like you're taking it outside, straight up, just basically at a 45-degree angle. Then turn the shoulders, flatten the club, and turn. That way, that's going to get the club to attack from an inside-out angle. And just do a bunch of those swings. Just do a bunch of those. Just drill that over and over and over again. And what you can do is just take out a 6 or a 7 iron, work on that drill, put a ball on a tee, and then just start hitting the ball off the tee. And you should be able to start hitting a draw right away. Now, to address this steep inside golf swing, and to also give you the feel of releasing the club more easily, get used to the idea of swinging the club on a very flat swing plane. The flatter the swing, the easier it will be to release the club. So just do 10 swings at this level. Drop the club a foot. Do 10 swings at that level, drop it another foot, so you're about a foot off the ground now. You want to feel that club swinging on a flatter swing plane. And then finally, at ground level, just feel like you're swinging it much flatter. And that'll allow you to release the club more easily. So those are a couple different ways to start feeling how to swing the golf club in order to release the club more easily. Now, if you get to a point where your shots, if you're a right-handed player and they're starting out to the right and then curving to the right, then you probably have to do something with your grip, and you're probably getting yourself to a point where you're swinging too far inside out. But if you're a typical slicer, with this move, just think of the opposite and get to working on that drill. Over time, you need then to find that happy place in the middle where you have a better takeaway. That puts you in a better position at the top of your swing. And then you need to use your lower body to start that transition so you don't come over the top. So the bottom line is, you're hitting a slice because you're attacking the ball too steeply in the downswing. You need to flatten that swing plane out so that you can have the ability to release the club more easily. And that's how you'll be able to get rid of your slice with the drive. All right, if you found that video helpful, I hope you hit that like button subscribe to the channel, visit scottcolegolf.com, and we'll see you down the road.